We now recognize Ms. Livier. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
In 2014, I testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee on how net neutrality changed my life as a Hollywood entertainment professional. I shared that the open internet put worldwide distribution of media content at the fingertips of independent artists like me. This gave us the unprecedented opportunity to tell our stories from our points of view and share them globally without the financial and corporate gatekeeping roadblocks of traditional media. It empowered us to define ourselves. This matters because the media produced by Hollywood historically tell an incomplete and unbalanced narrative about U.S. society. Latinx communities are largely misrepresented, symbolically annihilated, and/or positioned as peripheral characters in someone else's story. With net neutrality rules in place to ensure that internet access service would remain open, with low barriers to entry, artists could actively participate in balancing Hollywood's irresponsible exclusions. Net neutrality is the reason I went from approaching a traditional media executive for advice on a script I had written and being told by them, "Who are you for anyone to produce your show?" 2 years later, becoming the first person to join the Writers Guild of America West via my work in digital media for a web series that I produced based on that very same script. The difference between these two scenarios was that camera equipment was no longer cost prohibitive, and the exciting new frontier of the open internet allowed the rest of us, regardless of ethnicity or socioeconomic standing, to finally tell our stories without getting discouraged, derailed, or turned away. Net neutrality is about ensuring that traditional media's exclusionary practices are not transferred and amplified by broadband providers. It is about who has the power to control narratives and does shape perceptions and perspectives. This has significant impacts on society. For marginalized communities, our representation or lack thereof can be a matter of life or death. When we are dehumanized in the media, it makes it easier for immoral individuals and groups to justify their targeted aggressions against us. A neutral internet empowers us to virtually walk arm in arm with the confidence of knowing that our voices matter and we are not alone, that we are not invisible, and that our experiences are not isolated. In the summer of 2018, for example, a group of Latinx entertainment media colleagues and I formed a group to rally against the cruelty of family separations. Because of net neutrality, we were able to learn about the crisis from a variety of online sources. Brave journalists, activists, and whistleblowers exposed the injustices that were and continue to be perpetrated on brown men, women, and children at our southern border and beyond. The open internet allowed us to organize and to join forces to push back against this administration's inhumanity. As a Latina who has grown up in a low-income family where English is our second language, I have firsthand experiences of how much you have to juggle just to stay afloat, and how mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausting it can be to navigate daily and persistent forms of oppression. The system is so relentlessly stacked against you that it just seems easier to give up, tune out, and put your head down and believe the myth that there's nothing that we can do, that that's just the way things are. But social inequities are social constructs. They have been structured to serve particular purposes, helping some and harming many other human beings in very real and very personal ways. Net neutrality is a ray of light that can put us on the path to bridging some of these inequities by affording us the option to make ourselves visible and to make our voices heard in the digital spaces. This policy is also about protecting our ability to have access to job opportunities, since more and more jobs are being partially or fully migrated onto the digital space. This is true for me as an actress. Some of my jobs now take place in the digital arena. As a UCLA doctoral student, this is within the area of my research. Taking a cue from my academic advisor, Dr. Sarah T. Roberts, and her groundbreaking work in digital labor, my research sheds light on the relationship between the exclusionary structures of traditional media and the exploitation of human beings who are doing creative work in digital environments. My ability to do this research would be significantly hindered without net neutrality, without access to diverse viewpoints, and within such a mediated and corporate-facing environment. A few powerful internet service providers should not be entitled to mediate our voices, to frame discourses in order to serve their interest, nor to decide who or what is worthy of being visible and or invisible in our society, or under what conditions. Net neutrality impacts human beings in very real ways every single day. It impacts our ability to participate in society, to make a living, to connect with our loved ones, to earn an education, and to collaborate in pushing back against social inequities. Market discourses serve the market and are designed to keep conversations within certain parameters. I'm here to participate in highlighting the human impacts of net neutrality because things look different from a human perspective. Thank you.